Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm WolfsbaneGaming and we're back with another video on Shadow of War. This is the review for the main game. So if you haven't seen the walkthrough, there will be a link in the right corner of this video to the playlist. And if you like this kind of content, then please do hit that like button and the notification button. Join all by hitting that subscribe. With that said, let's jump in. So Shadow of War came out in the year of 2018. It is a Middle-earth Lord of the Rings game made by Monolith Studios. It is the sequel to Shadow of Mordor that came out in 2012, 2013. So it's a follow-up game. You start off as Talion and Celebrimbor, forging yourself a new ring of power, which you use throughout the game to create an army of orcs to do your bidding. That is called dominating. So I had to think of the name there. As you can see, throughout the game you do level up Talion a lot more than you usually do in Shadow of Mordor. You are able to upgrade his skills, upgrade his actual armor and weaponry. So it's a full-on RPG. Each weaponry and upgrade you can get will actually have an impact. As you can see, you can't see Talion's face whatsoever with the armor I'm wearing. Unfortunately, things do change in the game close to the end that causes Talion to, well, be left on his own near enough. That's the only spoiler I'm gonna say, mainly because you're literally gonna be seeing it in the gameplay in the background. But yeah, there's also online modes. That's the online conquest, which is what I'm doing in the background, which allows you to invade other players' forts and take it as well. Basically, you're testing their defense, see if your army can defeat theirs. If you are successful, you will get a lot of spoils of war, which is the online level XP basically, which if you get enough, you will get to the next rank of spoils of war, which means the loot you get in the spoils of war chest will actually be better. And as you can see in this gameplay, you can actually dominate broken captains, war chiefs, and overlords once they have been taken down a lot of health. And then, of course, once you're bored, you can raid an army of the dead late in the game. You do not get this ability till close to the end of the game, I'm afraid. But it is so fun. But yeah, it's a really good game. Combat is exactly like it was in Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, which is basically Batman Arkham combat. The same buttons, same everything really. So it is very similar to the Batman Arkham game, but of course built upon to work in Lord of the Rings software or world, whatever. So you can do combat finishers, you can drain your opponents, which allows you to get your health back. You have a elven bow, which you can use to take enemies out at a distance. Let me just drain this to get my health back. But yeah, this game, it's amazing. I will now quickly show you the skill page. So at the moment I'm level 51, but it's a total of 60 levels in the game. The skills are put into the 6 skill trees. Combat will allow you to obviously do your executions, perfect counters, critical strikes, ground finishers, brutal aggression, which is brutal executions and stuff like that, which is actually really, really fun. Retaliation, which allows you to basically kill the person that's trying to kill you if you're in last stand, which you go into if you've lost all your health. And then you've got Predator, Ranged, Wraith, Mounted, and Story. And then you've got the inventory page, which is where you go to change your weaponry and armor. Each piece of gear you can actually upgrade by doing a challenge for it. I'm not using the entire armor for Vendetta, which is the online Vendetta armor that you get. So I've mixed it between two different armors. I've got the Servant's Blackened Armor and the Mask of the High King, whereas the rest is for Vengeance, Weaponry, and Ring, because they're the better ones for that. But as you can see, this is definitely one of the best armors in the game. Actually, scratch that, it is the best armor in the game, and the best weapons in the game. So, there's that. Let me show you the runes as well. So these are brand new in this game. They weren't in Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. You get these by basically just playing the game. Obviously, if you get 3 of each, you can actually forge them into a better version. So your goal is to basically get 3, 3, 3, 3, and then get it up to this, and it gives you the best thing. So obviously this one is 25% increased damage with this weapon, which is great. But if you've got that on armor, it's 12.5% increased damage with all attacks. And then the rune is the ring, 25% increased follower damage. So that's that. Then you've got the life gem, which is increased health stolen by 16% with this weapon, which is actually really bloody good. And then you've got increased max health by 25% if you've got on armor. And then the rune, so ring, is 25% less damage to your orc followers. And then obviously you've got the wealth gem. So on the armor, it gives you increased XP earned. But if you've got on your ring, you'll automatically gain 4 levels to your new recruited captains that you recruit or dominate. So they're definitely worth picking up, worth doing. But yeah, this game is definitely worth playing if you love Lord of the Rings and love open world RPG games. This is definitely the way to play the game. And unfortunately, there will never be another Monolith Studios game because Warner Brothers shut them down late last year, which actually kind of sucks because they made some really good games, including Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War. So it sucks that they shut them down when they were actually close to creating the next Middle-earth game. Right, there's a couple more things I want to talk about. So, as you can see, one of my captains is actually down on the ground because he lost all of his health. You can actually revive them, but in doing so leaves you open to attack. So make sure no one is around. As you can see, even my level 50 went down. That's crazy. If you do not revive your teammate when they go down, they can die, and if you're lucky, they can cheat death and come back. The same with enemy captains. If you decide not to recruit them, but actually kill them instead, like the one I just killed, they can cheat death, and their appearance will be different next time that you see them. Like, if you cut their arm off, they'll come back with a metal arm. Whether that's a blender or a claw, something like that, they will come back. Even if you cut their head off, they'll all of a sudden have a new head that's missing pieces. So you'll see part of their brain. It's really, really good game. If you die by a normal orc, then that orc will be promoted to captain and they'll have a name next time you see them. Like, that is the amazing nemesis system. Oh, hello. That orc had a red hand mark on his cheek, which means the player that is in charge of this world that I've invaded actually shamed that captain. Shaming is a way to lower an enemy captain's level, but in doing so, you risk them going deranged, and if they're deranged, they'll if you do it too many times, you can actually make them a maniac, and if they become a maniac, their level will go all the way up to level 65, which means you will never be able to recruit them. But it is a really, really good Lord of the Rings game. I do recommend playing it if you haven't already. I'm gonna give this main story game a 9 out of 10. I haven't done the DLCs yet, but when I do, then obviously I'll be recording, uploading, doing separate reviews for each DLC. But it is such a good game. I would do recommend it. Like I said, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, turn the notification on, join Wolfgang by hitting that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. WolfsbaneGaming, signing off.